twins of Reddit. In what ways did you take advantage of having a twin? Twice the clothes. Oh yes. Also being able to choose 2 colors of the same clothes you like. 2 cakes on our birthday. Or 1 big cake and loads of ice cream. D. I can unlock his phone with facial recognition and send stupid messages to other people from it. Undefined. Edit 2. Wow, thanks for all the awards. Who knew being a jerk to your brother could pay off? Phone was a Pixel 4 and yes, Facebook confuses the two of us when it suggests that we may be in a photo. Edit 3. For all of you who asked. No, the fingerprint scan does not work. Yeah. This is a flaw with the newest phone models, can unlock my twin's phone with my face. But before that I wouldn't have been able with Touch ID. So is Touch ID better? Touch ID is definitely better. However, even more secure than that is the good old traditional password. 1 2 3 4 5? That's the same combination I have on my luggage. I'm not a twin but have identical twins. 1 year. One of them got tired during a shopping trip for school clothes. She said to her sister, "Try this on. I want to see how it looks on me." Actually just did this wedding dress shopping. I was stuck between 2 and made my twin try one on while I had the other on. It was very helpful. Ha ha ha, I love the image of this. My twin and I used to switch classes to take exams for each other in middle and high school. It was pretty fun. But we started to differ in looks as we got older, so it probably wouldn't work anymore, lol. Although, our voices still sound exactly the same. So we can often trick our parents on the phone and stuff like that. Also, not trying to say we have telepathy. But when you spend literally every waking second of your life together, we can always kind of know what each other is thinking. It's like we've developed our own language undefined. I heard a story about 2 twin girls at my high school who tried that once and they almost got away with it, but the one taking the test for the other accidentally wrote her own name on it. LOL, rookie mistake. They would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those meddling kids. I have a twin brother but we never did a switcheroo or anything. It's probably much more mundane than people think. To me he's just my brother. One great thing though is I don't have to try to remember the names of random acquaintances because no one remembers which one I am. I've never wanted to be a twin more. I forget names at the drop of a hat. It's cool. But flip side is some people don't think of you as an individual, rather you're the twins, which gets old. Yeah. I goofed one time on this. I ran into one of the twins at a restaurant once and said, "Hey Audie. Where's Trevor?" And I just saw his face sink. This was in high school, so I didn't really put it together at the time. But I'm sure it can be pretty damn demeaning to be considered half of a pair all the time rather than just a person. I know of a pair of twins. And when they were younger they developed their own way of speaking. Not with different words and phrases. But they mesh their words in such a way that they're difficult to understand. They have a sibling who's able to understand most of what they're saying, but is not fluent, so to speak. Around other people their words don't mesh. But around each other they revert back to their speech patterns. I would love to hear this. As a fan of language. My twin boys do it. They are only 5, so they may grow out of it. Me and the wife started with understanding it. But as it developed it became more unique and fluid. From the research I have done on it, it seems more related to a pidgin language they have created themselves. While it is amazing 2 people can independently create a unique pidgin, it's much more so in small communities. It seems shared connection and lack of knowledge is what does it. Humans yearn to identify and co-understand their world. If they do not have the words to describe or alliterate their world, they will create them. So long as the other user is also ignorant of a way to do so, they will adopt said word or phrases. It's pretty cool. Ninja undefined. Pidgin? Downside is some people fetishize it. I had my ex-boyfriend beg for a threesome with my twin. Which was gross and weird. He offered to buy both of us 600 designer bracelets if we did it. Sharing birthday gifts can suck as well. Do you cry if she cries in another state? Do you ever forget which twin you are? I want to see y'all fight. If I stab her, will you feel her pain? Which is the smart twin and which one is the dumb twin? Advantage is always having someone to go somewhere with. Whether it be a party, lunch, shopping, wherever. I once got, do you ever wake up and not remember which one you are? Sure. Every morning our brains reset and we have to decide who is who and sort through whose memories are whose. My brother one time in a very public place was standing by me. When a person asked him, "Hey, are you two twins?" he turned to me and as loudly as he could yelled, "Jesus, you look like me." What the hell? And then ran away screaming. I was both amused and mortified. I had two students who were identical twins. I work at an English institute so students can book their classes whenever they want, according to their schedule. So, one day I have these girls in my class. And another student arrives. Sits. Looks at them and asks, "Are you sisters?" Everyone was like, "Are you serious?" But yep. She was being serious. In my high school there was an unusually high number of twins. As in, minimum 3 sets of twins per 90-person class. One class had 6 sets. A common prank was for twins to switch classes for a period or day. Most of the time the teachers caught them, they were very used to it. But there were 2 brothers that always got away with it. They were just too identical in looks, voice, and mannerisms. One of those guys had a crush on me and to this day, I still don't know which one it was, lol. All the twins got a special group photo in the yearbook every year. 2. Undefined. This was in poor, rural West Michigan. Very few folks in the whole county could afford IVF. So I don't think that's much of a factor. By 90-person class, I mean grade. Like 9th, 10th, 11th grade, etc. This was an average grade size for that high school, the biggest in the county. Again, rural Michigan. To the folks saying I should have given it a shot with one of the twins and taken that 50% chance of getting it right, you're giving a lot of credit to high school sassiest pants. My super small town school had an unusually high number of twins too. Probably close to the same ratio you said. Just half or a third of the class size. We did some swapping around. But most of the teachers could typically tell pretty quickly, once they paid attention to it. We did the yearbook photos too. They always said captioning it was a nightmare. You guys have some weird your town's water. Could be, or genetic selection. Could also be if a lot of couples are using IVF or something else. It actually could be an interesting study on areas with higher than normal multiple birth incidents. Am a twin. If you're reading this, twin brother, hi. Inside jokes. My twin brother and I have so many inside jokes even now at 30 years old. And the best part is our minds work alike that we only have to say 1 or 2 words and the other one is busting up laughing. Our other brothers and each of our wives look at us like we're nuts, but most people don't get it. There's a connection there that normal siblings just can't have. He was my first roommate after all. Would you say he used to be your roommate? 2 snare drums and a cymbal fall off a cliff. The snake was late because of a hangover. I have a twin brother. The advantage is always having someone to talk to. No matter how good or speepty our days were, we're there for each other. Yep. There was one time when I had my brother's ID so I could pick up a food order he'd paid for with his credit card over the phone. But they didn't even ask to see it when I got there. Editing to add that I can't wrap my brain around identical twins who end up living hundreds or thousands of miles apart. That's probably more of a me thing than a them thing. Though. Editing again to add that I know I'm not representative of all identical twins. People can live their lives however they wish and whichever way they go. I'm just saying I'm glad to have someone close to me who's the exact same kind of weird as I am, lol. When me and my sister are driving somewhere and she forgets her license, I tell her she can borrow mine if we get pulled over. Heard a story from my boyfriend's family about his twin cousins. One twin is a great kid, respectful, and went off to join the military. The other twin is constantly in trouble with the law, has multiple DWIs, etc. When the good twin was in the military, the other twin used his driver license since his was revoked and managed to get in all sorts of trouble. Once good twin got back from the military, he had to choose between accepting and paying for all the damage his brother did to his license, or sue him for fraud. He had to sue him for fraud or be dishonorably discharged from the military because the dude got 2 DWIs and didn't show up to any court proceedings, which caused a warrant for the military brother's arrest. Fraud case went smoothly because he could prove he was deployed at the time. Brothers haven't spoken in 11 years as of Christmas 2020. Story is the best of my recollection and may not be exact. Leave a like and a comment if you liked the video. Check out more Reddit related video. I am posting them daily. Subscribe to see more Reddit content.